Hey kids, welcome back to I'm Not Broken. Last episode, we talked about integration, about remembering who you are after burnout, trauma, or loss. Today, I want to talk to you about what comes after that, because once you remember yourself, you still have to stay upright. Today's episode is about stability, not stillness, not perfection, but balance, especially when the world keeps moving. Stability isn't something you arrive at, it's something you practice. And for autistic nervous systems in particular, stability is not optional. It's regulatory infrastructure. So, before we get into the personal side, let's take a look at what's happening in the world right now. And now for the broken news. There's been a recent update in autism related law in California, removing requirements that forced autistic people to repeatedly reprove their diagnosis just to keep receiving care. That's important because stability requires continuity. When systems constantly demand revalidation, they destabilize the very people they claim to support. This change moves policy slightly closer to reality. Autism doesn't expire, and neither should access to care. Globally, we're seeing increasing economic uncertainty. Now, I know I don't talk about this stuff a lot, but inflation pressure, job volatility, and industries tightening, discretionary spending. And here's the thing, neurodivergent people already know. Economic instability shows up first in nervous systems, not in spreadsheets. When the world feels unpredictable, regulation becomes harder, which is why personal stability matters more, not less, during uncertain times. And finally, we're also watching rapid technological change, especially in AI, outpace social and economic guardrails. Whether you're excited or uneasy, one thing is clear: change is accelerating, which means external stability is decreasing, and internal stability becomes a survival skill. So let's talk about what stability actually is and what it isn't. Stability, the word of the day. It's not freezing your life in place. It's not avoiding change. It's not shutting down. Stability is the ability to sway without falling. For autistic people, stability is built through rhythm, not control. Rhythm. Your nervous system learns safety through repetition, waking up at the same time, making coffee the same way, wearing familiar textures, walking the same route, listening to the same music. These aren't habits, they're regulatory signals. Every repeated action tells your body you're safe. The ground is still here. Let me give you some personal insight. For me, instability has often hit hardest after relationships ended. Long relationships don't just end emotionally, they end rhythmically. Suddenly, the routines are gone, the shared timing disappears, the we dissolves, and you're left asking which parts of my life were actually mine. That's disorienting. And here's what I learned the hard way: you don't wait to feel stable before rebuilding your rhythm. You rebuild your rhythm to become stable. You make the coffee, you take the walk, you write, you show up, even when it feels mechanical. Because stability doesn't come from inside alone, it comes from repetition with kindness. If you're trying to stabilize right now, start here. Anchor your mornings, one predictable action. Anchor your evenings, one predictable shutdown ritual. Protect one sensory refuge: lighting, sound, texture. Limit decision load, fewer choices, more regulation. Return to the body, movement, pressure, warmth. You don't need to fix your life. You need to lower the noise floor. Stability grows when the nervous system isn't constantly bracing. You don't discover who you are before stability. You discover who you are by returning to yourself consistently. Stability is a daily promise. I will come back to myself, even when things are hard. Not once, not perfectly, but again and again. Okay, take a breath, find your rhythm, and remember I have ASD, ADD, ADHD, OCD, and PTSD, and everything but a PhD. But I'm not broken because different isn't broken. You guys have a great night.